Hi, my name is Matthew John, and this is my introduction speech about family tradition. Everyone in their lives have an experience that they'll never forget. Maybe it's a family vacation, maybe it's a time when you're filled with overwhelming joy, maybe it's a traumatic event, maybe it's even a death. Many times this event isn't always in the backdrop of our mind, we're not always remembering it, but there's always that certain smell, that sight, that location, that food we eat that just brings us back to that moment. My story comes from when I was a young kid, the time when things were simpler, when the traumatic event hasn't quite happened in my life yet, before I had to grow up. This feeling comes around the changing of seasons, and around the time when the air is cold and crisp, and the leaves start to hit the ground. A bit about myself, I'm part Mexican and the other part Korean. Most holidays are spent with both sides of the family, experiencing all types of traditions. Of course, we have the usual holidays, such as Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. But the time that brought me back is when I smell that sweet fall air. That smell that makes you feel like you belong at a farm picking pumpkins. It brings you back to the old family dinner. The time when the relatives haven't gone away, I was still a kid and everything was simple. Another reason why this time's so special is because I could eat. See, now my parents didn't starve me. It's quite the opposite. They wanted to feed me everything. But after this experience, there wasn't much eating because I was a wrestler, and there's usually a weight class that I had to make and a tournament 2 days after. And you can't keep this slim figure after a good Thanksgiving dinner. Now, my family doesn't have the traditional style of ways like others do, but for me it was normal. My family often had huge meals, enough to feed an army. Every season we would need at least 2 turkeys and hams, a whole dozen of casseroles, 3 different types of mac and cheese that each of my aunts brought. And now listen, if I could only explain to you how good that mac and cheese was. It was both baked and gooey and, only it. My family's also very loud, which influenced me now, but younger me was very introverted. I would cringe at my drunk aunts that would dance everywhere, the loud singing and yelling at football games. The list goes on. Before, dreaded it, but now, I miss it the most. What makes this experience so special and memorable? Well, it's the tradition behind it. The fact that one family dinner I am having a normal Thanksgiving and turkey, maybe with a little Mexican flair, some homemade salsa and chili, to my Korean dinner that had a whole pig instead of a turkey as a main course, and some sushi, like normally on the side. A time where I got to see all my cousins before they'd gone away and family members before they passed. This was a time that influenced me to appreciate my loved ones and really soak in the moment for what it was and what it is. To take care of my grandparents, to love my crazy aunts, have that heart-to-heart, that man talk with my uncles, and have fun with my cousins. But I now see that family tradition was something more, something that brought everybody in. To have a chance to see those relatives that you've never seen in years and build back a relationship that you lost. And that's why I can't forget. Thank you.